So
yeah.
So going forward. What are you excited for here in the future? Besides obviously the relaunch of level 2. Personally, is there anything coming out that you're excited for? Again, we're recording this in September still. It's the 27th.
Yeah. I don't know. I have pre-ordered Final Fantasy finally. It took me a while to get there, but I finally said I have to.
You finally pre-ordered Final Fantasy?
Finally pre-ordered Final Fantasy. And because I know that's going to be just like the greatest thing I've ever played, so I wanted to get on top of that. So that's the only thing that I've really pre-ordered. But I'm kind of just taking them as they come. Every Tuesday when the store updates, I kind of just take a brief look and like, is there anything there? And there's been some very interesting looking indie games that have popped up recently. I just purchased Virginia and also The Bunker, which are two very kind of interesting looking indie games. They were both $10 to $15, and that's the type of stuff that kind of catches me off the blue. But as far as bigger games,
there's nothing. I would say there's really nothing. Last Guardian's coming out here. It got delayed.
I'm not that fussed on Last Guardian.
I'm not either.
I liked
Gravity Rush 2. That's the other Sony one.
I loved Shadows of the Colossus, but Last Guardian just kind of does not really scream by me to me. I don't know why. But yeah, what about yourself? You looking forward to that NX?
That's in March. That's a ways away. I'm looking forward for more information about the NX. That would be awesome.
Did you hear Nintendo have stopped
selling Wii U's?
Yeah, to Europe.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was interesting.
And I also saw a video of a bunch of NX rumors that were leaked from Foxconn, which is where they manufacture them. I think some of them are true. I think some of them are not. So I'm excited for the NX just to kind of get more information on it. But it's also at this point where I feel like Nintendo just needs to tell us what it is, so I can get excited.
Their communication skills, PR-wise, are terrible.
Yeah, there's been a few game developers come out and said they're excited, but that could also be Nintendo paying them to say that.
And E3 was a very bizarre.
It was even a conference.
Yeah, for
it's like here's Zelda and Pokemon.
Because we started recording that with the hopes of it being 2 hours of Nintendo games and then a chat, but then by hour 3, I think we were sat there going, "Is this going to end?" I don't believe it's going to end.
We text each other like, "What do we do? How do we cut this off?"
Like, there's no way we're doing this all day. So things happen, and hopefully, Nintendo gets their shit together and comes up with something.
Yeah, so. Obviously, like I said, we're recording in September, but VR is around the corner. I'm kind of mystified by the fact that Sony has not put more marketing dollars behind it right now. Obviously, they got the PS4 Pro that just got announced; it's coming out, but. It's really interesting that they've not really kind of pushed this marketing.
They've put it in some kind of promotional deals and things. I saw that you can get a free PS VR headset if you buy a Taco Bell box.
You can be in the drawing for one.
But there was a winner every 15 minutes. Yes. Keegan, just so
that's where all the pre-orders went.
Yeah,
that's what to talk about.
But yeah, it's kind of cool.
I'm excited for VR. As everybody probably knows if you watched us in any way, shape, or form before. But I'm super stoked for VR. I'm super excited to see kind of. I know version 1.0 of anything is not going to be the greatest, most mind-blowing thing in the world. I've played it already, but what I saw makes me excited about the future. And I also think what's already there is, in my opinion, worth it. Obviously, we luckily didn't have to pay for our unit. I probably would have tried to save up and do that based on that demo I did in Best Buy, but I can't wait to see what's there. VR games, outside of games, I think VR has a true ability to affect humanity as a whole in a good way, versus coming out with another GTA.
And there's been an interesting argument between augmented reality and VR as to which is the most.
HoloLens is augmented,
right?
And I watched IGN got theirs in a couple weeks ago, and I watched some videos, and it's really cool looking. Obviously, you can't. It's weird because it's one of those things you can't tell unless you have it on your face.
Right.
They do their best, and it does look cool, but all I see is this guy going like this and like tapping stuff. So it's really goofy looking.
I'm on the fence. I don't think augmented reality will necessarily have as much as an effect as virtual reality.
I think augmented reality has a better effect in everyday life. I think virtual reality has a better effect.
I would agree
for entertainment.
I would agree that. I would think augmented, especially coming off the backs of things like Pokemon and a few other things.
Well, even outside gaming, like cars could have augmented reality stuff. Like my speedometer is not digital. It's a digital speedometer. It's not a mechanical one,
right?
So stuff like that you put up on a HUD on a windshield that already exists on cars. So
that would be dope.
That's what I'm saying. Stuff like that, you just have to be careful what you put there because driving.
Well, see, this is a deep fear that I have of like everything becoming like electrical and then getting hacked. So I used to want to write a book about augmented like body parts, kind of like Deus Ex. where you would have like a chip embedded in you somewhere, but if you could hack that chip and make that person like see whatever you typed in code wise, I thought that was an interesting kind of weird dystopian future.
You sound like George Orwell.
Yeah, and it was just a story idea that I had, and I'm still at some point probably going to write it, but it's that's the kind of stuff that makes me nervous when it comes to to that stuff.
You got to be responsible when you do stuff like this, but
right. And virtual reality is definitely more so on the harmless side of things. But when you start looking at augmentations and some, because we're going to start getting leaps and bounds ahead in technology here soon. We're already pretty close. But especially with some of the things that the bigger technology companies like Microsoft and Apple and people like those are doing, there's some serious change coming in the world of technology. So.
I can't wait. It's nerve-wracking, but I can't wait to see what it is at the same time.
I used to sit there with my iPhone and look at FaceTime and just think, wow, like 10 years ago, the concept of staring at someone's face while I was talking to it on a tiny device was just so
impossible.
Out of this world. And then you kind of... you think about it and just how far we've come, and we're only
in just a short period of time.
Very short period of time. This is if there was ever an age to call this age as opposed to like the Ice Age and the Medieval Age, the technological age.
You know what? This is going to bring a full circle to the beginning of this podcast.
Sure.
Aliens. That's one of the conspiracy theories I watch. With aliens brings us all the technology we have.
I read a really interesting theory that that we were the remnants of a leftover. Universe. We were like a reborn universe, and the only creature that survived the death of the previous universe was octopuses.
Octopi.
I don't know.
Sorry.
but they are actually alien creatures, and they're the only remnants of that civilization, which is really fascinating. Talk about a conspiracy theory. I mean, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
But it's kind of Anyway, technology. Yay.
Technology.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for watching the first ever official. I don't know if we're official level
Let's
2
call
podcast.
it the official one. Well, I think what we're going to put it up as is Vidcast number 1, even on the podcast section, so that you understand that this is different to the couch conversations of things that have come prior to this. This is a good old-fashioned conversation talking about things. The first one here, apologies if it's been a little dull for you, but it's our chance to
good
get
story time.
All of this off our chest, and just kind of say, hey, welcome to the new level 2.
Welcome to the third level, but we're not level 3.
This week's going to be interesting because we're going to have some really, really, really cool shit
on
show.
Oh, yeah. We're super excited. I mean, as of recording this, we've got a bunch of stuff we got to do still, but
yes,
we're super excited.
But let's get this one out of the way, and then
let's get it started. But thanks for watching, guys, and as always, welcome to the second level. Bye.